So I know this is beers with bands, but I have sangria.
That's totally okay.
I'm gluten free, and I don't have any of the gluten free beers that I drink. I usually have Corona.
Oh yeah,
but I don't have any today. Ivan should have something good.
Hey!
Look at you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Oh, amazing. Sorry, just housed the Trader Joe's pizza. Awesome.
I have a little mug of trail mix.
We have
vast
realities.
I'm very jealous of your reality as a gluten.
Man, I'm just gonna say it right now. One of us is playing checkers. The other one's got a Trader Joe's pizza.
Yeah, I want the Trader Joe's pizza.
So I'm ready when you are, brother.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. This week, I'm sitting down with a couple of dudes from your friendly neighborhood emo band. I'm sitting down with Brian and Ivan. How you guys doing?
Doing well for yourself.
Dude, I'm doing great. It's only Tuesday. God damn it, it's only Tuesday. But, I have some beers in front of me. I'm talking to a band, so can't beat that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Both of you are from the band Good Terms, based out of LA. You guys are like a heavy emo pop in there. You guys have some sick singles out, and one that is on the way. At the time of this recording, it's not out yet, but we'll get to that. Thank you so much, first of all, for taking the time to sit down with me. If you want to go through, I've kind of said your names, but can you say who you are and what you do in Good Terms?
I'm Brian. I play guitar and I sing in Good Terms.
And I'm Ivan, and I play guitar and sing sometimes quieter behind Brian in Good Terms.
Yeah.
And then I know we're missing a few people, so who are they and what do they do in Good Terms?
We're missing Zach, who plays guitar and sings even less in Good Terms. And we're missing Gio.
Zach probably has like the smallest role in Good Terms, like almost non-existent. That's a joke because he produces everything.
He probably has the biggest role.
He's the spinal cord of this band.
And then we're missing Gio, who sings in Good Terms, and he also plays bass. And he also mixes
all of our stuff.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, he mixes. That's
Zach produces.
He'd want us to say that.
Brian, I will say, in the music videos that I've watched, Gio looks like he's having so much fun playing that bass.
Oh yeah,
like watching him play was one of those moments where I was like he's up there with I can never remember his name, but the bass player from like Turnstile. I love watching him play.
But
I felt I felt such good vibes.
That's awesome to get a comparison to Franz from Turnstile. That's so right. We fucking love Gio. It's such a pleasure to like turn around on stage and see that and be like, get some energy in you.
He like teaches me how to be on stage in the moment. That's awesome.
Dude, we literally have Zach wrote a part for one of a new song because he was like, dude, I just love standing next to Gio and playing like punk beat guitar riff. So I gotta write a punk beat guitar riff so I can do that on stage just because of how awesome it is to perform that next to Gio. So yeah, you're totally, man.
Oh yeah, dude, that's awesome. That not to make this a full Gio podcast, but he's inspiring enough.
He's the best bass player in music. That's what I say.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
He's out of control, man. He's a world-class bass player. Don't ever let him know that I said that, though. If he asks, tell him that I still refer to him as a fifth string bass player.
Killer.
So, I don't want to do like the full backstory because I feel like sometimes that's a little drawn out. You guys been around for a while. You have an LP that came out in 2021 called Turning Point, and since then you guys released a good handful of singles that are for anyone listening, because I know the song that we're about to talk about, "Cough," kind of really popped off and got a lot of people interested in you guys. For anyone that hasn't listened to other stuff, there's a whole more collection out there that you guys should go listen to because it still rips, and it was fun to listen to that stuff today leading up to this. So like it still holds up. So props to you guys for doing that.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. But I mean, the real reason I hit you guys up, obviously, I came across the song "Cough" on a playlist, and I don't know what it is about it fully. Like I still haven't figured pinpointed exactly, but it's such a good song to listen to. Like it's such a ripper, and you as soon as it starts, like it draws you right in, and I'm like hooked right from the beginning. And I don't know if it's all the elements coming together or what it is, but you guys have this magical thing going on with it. And I mean, I can't hype it up enough, but basically, so I don't hype it up fully, "Cough" was the latest single. It came out at the end of May. I mean, it's been out at this point for like a month and a half, 2 months.
2 months, yeah, coming up in 2 months.
Oh yeah.
I kind of already mentioned it, kind of popped off, but what's the response been on this? I mean, you guys have been killing it with these singles, and then you guys release "Cough."
It's been very cool. I think a lot. I think some of the response has kind of been built on the earlier singles that we've been doing, because we've been getting some like pro industry interest finally, which is very welcome. And but the response from the people has been, people just love that riff and they love the breakdowns. People love the Good Terms breakdowns, and we've all written like different guitar riffs for Good Terms over the years that people responded to, and it's me this time, Ivan. Suck it, dude. I'm the one with the guitar riff this time. We had a riff about you. Now it's about, no, I'm just kidding.
To be fair, I did.
No, yeah, you did. I mean, that's right. Of course. The riff wouldn't be the riff without you, because I was wrestling around with like
below where I now sit.
Yeah, man. But so yeah, the response has been crazy. Some people have been a little thrown off by the lyric in the chorus, the shit that I've been sucking off, which like, I don't know. I mean, I knew that was like a PG-13 line. I didn't really realize that it was gonna like get so many people caught up on it, but fuck it, it's correct. So but yeah, people have just been loving the breakdown. They've been saving, they've listened to it, and it's been good, man. I love it when they love a breakdown.
Yeah, this breakdown specifically rips for me because it's I guess it's they're more after the end song, right? Breakdown, or the bridge breakdown.
That's the one that, yeah, the end breakdown. I mean, the bridge break, it's the same thing, but
yeah,
the same thing. But
the bridge one I love because it's such a fun little like snapshot of specifically Zach and I's like guitar influences, because the first part of it, that boom, right there is just Under Oath, just plain as day, like dissonant minor seconds, just like super, like anything that's like it's just, that's just Aaron Gillespie all day. And so it's like super Under Oath. And then I remember we were in the room, the three of us, Zach, Brian, and I, and who will legally be referred to as Kid from now on because it's breaking my brain calling him Brian.
Yeah, you can call, yeah, Kid is what they actually call me. There's another Brian in the friend group.
Oh, okay.
It's not even that. It's that your first name is Kid. Like your name in my phone is Kid.
I know.
But so we were in the room and Zach had this time, and I was like, that's sick. And then I come in with what I can only describe as a Claudio Sanchez. Like I didn't even realize I was wearing the shirt until this moment.
Yeah,
I noticed. Like, and it's like very like suffering, like very third record Coheed, and I am so proud of like those dueling moments of just like, here's who the fuck we listen to, and how we were able to kind of churn that out in a very organic and very, it's like the most satisfying thing every time I hear it or play it. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to, we haven't played it live yet.
Yeah,
so we have some shows that will be announced by the time this comes out, I guess. Well, they will be because they'll be like the week after. So it better be announced by then. And that'll be the first time we play it live, and I'm very excited to see what what the audience reaction is live, because it's definitely like our darkest song that we've done.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of like, I want to say like lighthearted, easy core stuff, and it's pretty goofy a lot of the time. And I'm interested to see how this moment like works in the live setting.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna go well.
It's one of the darker songs, but it's also poppy and catchy enough where like it's one of those songs where you don't, unless you like fully like take a second to like listen to lyrics and break it down, like you don't fully know it. I did like how you did bring up your classic line of shit that I've been sucking off, because I remember the first time I listened to the song, I was kind of like, okay, that's an odd choice of words to paint the picture, but I know you posted a TikTok and I think an Instagram reel, kind of more breaking it down and talking about it, that helped explain it a little bit more, and paint the full picture as to like what you're fully meaning. Obviously, you're hitting like a vape, and that's what you're meaning by sucking it off. But just the choice of words it's funny enough where it got enough attention to get people to probably listen to it again and more. So it's like one of those.
It made me want to write more lines like that. Makes me want to do that more. Like, because I like that line, and I didn't think it was going to be anything, and it totally was. And I like the conversations that I had with people on TikTok about it, because nobody was really a dick about it. Everyone was just like, "The fuck is that line, dude?" And I was like, "It's this," and everyone was like, "Yeah, I guess so."
I like those kinds of lines when they're polarizing. One, anything controversial, you're right, makes it like, well, no. Well, I just went back and listened to it. It's like, well, yeah, keep doing that for sure.
Definitely keep doing that. Yeah,
that's with all those streams, and also just like anything that, like, not to be that person, but like anyone who's going to be like, I don't know, that sounds like some I don't know shit right there. It's like, yeah, man, you can skip our show. Like, if you're gonna be like, no homo, but I think it's like, then
and even if it does make you uncomfortable, like that's kind of okay. Like, like I said, and that's like I probably said in the TikTok that you're referencing. The song's about feeling uncomfortable. So, I'm happy that like, I didn't even think that it was going to pop off that way, but the fact that it is doing that, the song itself is doing that, is good. That's good for the art, And I also don't think that the meaning really matters that much. Like the literal, like I was hitting a vape, and that's how I was thinking of it. It's just like, I think if there's just something that makes you feel the way that I'm trying to make you feel, then I did my job, right? And then hopefully you dig the breakdown enough, to feel that way often, and hopefully that all works, So.
Well, even now, like I've listened to the song so much that I can't even picture that, like that line being like, I was hitting my vape. Like it has to,
right. It would take kind of the magic out
else.
of it. Yeah. It needs that that element in there. If it's too plain, the language is too plain, it's just vanilla. It's not gonna grab your ear or something like that.
You need visceral language.
Yeah, totally. More important, I think you need visceral language more than you need like plot, in order. It's like, I think if you just
100%.
if you just splatter a bunch of visceral language on the page and make it roughly rhyme and sound good, like that's going to get people closer to your heart than a big sketched out plot or something.
If you think about it like a dream, right? Dreams affect us viscerally and really impact us.
Totally,
no one in the world has ever had a dream with a like remotely reasonable plot that has follow through whatsoever. It has visceral imagery and sensory perception. That's it. And those, like, if every song I wrote hit somebody like a dream they had, we'd be cruising. We'd be in great shape.
Maybe I'll steal that
like,
for some
have any kind of through
really
line. It just needs to it needs to have big moments that affect you. And like all of my favorite songs, I'm not just like, I do this sometimes because I get really heady about lyrics and we're like, oh, the whole song is incredible. But like really, we always talk about like, oh my God, this line like really fucking puts me there in whatever way. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. I
Well,
caught
and
Brian.
then I think he was saying he was going to use it for promotional items.
Oh
Or
yeah,
thoughts?
the idea that music is a
Fast track my
dream.
art.
That's a really good. I think that's a really cool take, man. I mean, the music is a dream, and that's like the way it should hit you.
I just thought
And
of it.
you and I both know what what the content is that we've shot for the next video. It's already pretty dreamy. So
You know what,
maybe,
right?
and the song, even in the plot of the song, even though it doesn't matter, you know, it starts falling asleep and waking up. You know, just maybe
That's not a bad point.
they'll know by the time, anyone listening to this
Right.
podcast will know if we did this, if we ended up doing it.
No, but yeah, kind of bouncing off that too is like when you think about the moments where you're like listening to a song and you kind of like envision, you make up your own like music video basically for it, and then like kind of deals in with the daydream dream aspect as well.
Absolutely.
Speaking of music videos, you guys have done music videos for for Cough and the last two singles as well, which have all been amazing.
Thank you,
man.
Cough, you guys did this really cool thing. Like it's got like this haziness to it because you guys kind of overlay, like you recorded yourselves and then overlay it over the fog machine. If I remember correctly, Ivan, that was kind of your master engineering to come up with that.
Yes. So I think Kid had like come up with the original.
I had the idea. And then I was just like, figure it out, brother. And
I was, and what's funny is like, I think I had kind of simultaneously been on that train of thought because there's a movie, The Illusionist, with Ed Norton that I really love, like an old school, like it came out right at the same time as Prestige, and the world was like really intrigued on magic. But The Illusionist has this great moment where Paul Giamatti, who's like somewhat the antagonist, is trying to figure out how Ed Norton is doing this, like this trick, the illusion where like there's basically a person on stage that is fully like see-through, like basically a hologram, but this is like turn of the century, like Victorian age. And at one point, he's like telling one of his underlings as the policeman, it's like, you got to figure out how the fuck this is going on, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, here's what I kind of came up with. And he literally like does this really shitty like projection onto Steam. And I saw that and I was just like,
that's cool.
That's going to get saved right back here.
That's awesome, dude.
And I'm going to remember it forever. And then when this song came out, Kid was like, yeah, I just really, really want to focus on like Cough and like hazy, whatever. And I like kind of was just like internalized that. And I was like, something's in my head for sure happening right now. And then he just like mentioned the projection thing, or like, I don't even know if you mentioned projection, but if you're just like, I wanted us to be like hazy or whatever. And I was just like, got it.
I saw it. For me, it was, I was at a Dead and Company show, and with Zach actually. And they did these like projections of like flowers, like just designs, and they have haze machines. And when they would intersect, the flowers would be in midair. And when I saw it, I was just like, that's the video. That's the whole thing. Like, I don't know all the specifics of that, but I know who will figure it out. And that's all. And I just like had that in my back pocket for like, it was like a tiny little thing, but I had my back pocket for a little while. And I think I had that idea for like a year before we did the actual video. But
yeah, I think it's so funny how that intersected in like literally the moment you whispered it to me. I was just like, and I'll tell you how I could do it quicker than I could tell you how I want to do it. Like I just knew it immediately, every process, and it pretty much came together exactly the way I hoped it would. Which
there's this element of like if you watch all of the Disney Plus like Star Wars behind the scenes original trilogy videos, and it's all about like how they made the original Star Wars, and it's these these random nerds that they kind of put together in a warehouse to figure out how to like end up moving all of cinema like forward in digital effects. I look at those guys and they're just like, Ivan is so obviously one of those guys. And I think in the future we're gonna We don't need. Maybe we'll focus on music. Maybe make. I'd love. Let's move that forward.
Yeah.
But not that we move, fucking cinema forward. But like that's how it felt. It was just like Ivan's just one of those guys, and he's just going and like yeah. I don't know. You don't have to know how it's gonna happen. He can figure it. It's magic.
It was a lot of fun to do.
Well, it came out amazing. You guys killed it.
Thank you, man.
Before we leave off with move on to the next one, I just want to mention, I know a lot of people were, because we talked about the breakdown in Cough, and a lot of people were loving that. For people that haven't checked out the LP, I would suggest checking out the song Chess. The last like 3/4 of that song have a great like hardcore style breakdown that I didn't see coming at all. And it was fucking amazing.
Good wreck, dude. I want that song to stay alive so badly. It's so much fun to play. That was we made that record really slowly. We made all the songs like one at a time in a bedroom, and then we had this at the end of we had all these songs, and we rented a studio for 3 days, and we did all the drums to all the songs in 3 days because they were MIDI drums up until that point. And so we brought in our only drummer we've worked with at this point, Brendan McCusker, who's just absolutely wonderful drummer and human, and he blitzed through the whole record in 2 days. He blitzed the whole record in 2 days, and then Zach and Gio were. I think Gio had sent us a demo of something, and he was like, "What if we just made a hardcore song on the last day?" And then we were like, "Brendan, I know you just played our whole record in 2 days, but can you play like one more song?" And we made that song in 1 day. And then I think we did the vocals later, but thank you for calling that song out, because that's a fun song.
I mean, as like a inner I like to say I'm a hardcore kid at heart. Like I love that shit, love breakdowns and everything. But when you see a band that you don't expect to do a hardcore style like breakdown, do one, it makes it so much cooler. Like I remember like Origami Angel, they did one.
Oh, they're the kings of that shit, dude.
Every time they do one, I never see it coming, and it's so amazing every fucking
It's
time.
also that a band like Origami Angel, it's like I feel like they actually do it kind of a lot, but you still never see it coming. Like you still think of them as like little singing boy, and then then they do the breakdown, and every time you're still just like, you knew they were gonna do it, but yeah, what a great band.
Yeah, so everyone definitely go check out Chess if you love the breakdown and Cough. But now we're going to kind of transition to the next song that I wanted to talk about, which shout out Kid again for sending that to me this morning. So it's a new song called Keeper. It came out mid-August. I gotta talk in the future, past tense, whatever.
I know.
But it's different than Cough, where Cough was more of like a deeper, like inner self-looking reflective song, where this one is more like kind of like a love song to someone that's been there by your side, going through those problems that you're basically going through in Cough. So I thought it was kind of a nice follow-up to that. To tie those two
I never
together.
thought of that. That's fun.
But I mean, like I told Brian before we fully started, I think before I even got on, like it's already catchy enough where I've listened to it multiple times and I'm already singing along. Like this is another just straight bop that you guys are putting out.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you. It's a fucking great song the Kid wrote, and
I never thought of it following up Cough, because the first record that we put out, really Zach, our guitar player, is not here, really started that. He spearheaded a lot of that himself, and that we kind of built the band around that, and it ended up that just Zach spearheaded pretty much all of the songs, which was great. Love those songs. Love Zach. Zach's a fucking man. But these last 3 songs that we put out have been the first time that we've really, like Ivan and I have really gotten to step up as writers, like on our own, like come in with our own ideas that, Zach, I think Zach's a writer on all of these songs. Yeah, like he did stuff writing wise on all of them, but we, the last song we put out, Old Friend, was actually Zach's song. And the song before that was Ivan's song. And this is the first time we've gotten to do this, and Cough is my song. And so is Keeper. And I never thought about the through line of the song being about the weed and stuff, and then there's a line in Keeper about the weed and stuff too. I had this Keeper thing in my back pocket, like the title for a really long time. Multiple songs under the title that just didn't make the cut, and I had the riff separately, which I don't even know. Like when I say the riff, you would probably don't even think it's the chorus riff, and it was kind of different. And it's been through all these changes over the years. But I'm very happy to have, like, it's just kind of a happy love song. You know, there isn't really any like, I mean, there's something to I'm complaining about some stuff, but it's mostly, to me, bright and warm and positive in a way that our music doesn't always get to be. So, and
Yeah,
I hope that we don't know what the response is yet. So I hope everyone's down with that.
That's true. But yeah, because the stuff that you're complaining about in it is not like complaining at like the world. It's more complaining about the stuff that you're doing, but you're also showcasing at the same time that the other person is still being like 100% and by your side and like showcasing them. So like while you're giving yourself like this kind of dark cloud over top of you, you're still like showing their sunny side, if that makes any sense.
Just trying to be grateful.
It's funny that you never saw that as a through line.
I mean, like, of course it's a through line because like it's, you know, the same writer. But
I've always seen Cough, Keeper, and another song that hasn't come out yet, Trilogy. And
I mean, I guess they are now, yeah.
I don't know what the order would be. I guess it would depend on how you want to look at it, but they're definitely of a piece. And
I also batch write. That's another thing I do, as I write. You know, I get like into a band and I write in their band style for so that's I forgot about that. Yeah, so Cough and Keeper were both written in like late 2019 when I was working at Starbucks. Ivan was my new roommate at the time. Life was good. Life was simple. Well, kind of, other than the stuff I wrote about in Cough. But yeah, so, and I was really into the story so far. I was really getting into the story so far for the first time. So to me, both these songs are like story so far songs, and I don't think they really ended up being like that in the end.
I was about to say they don't sound anything like.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like no misogyny or anything. You're like no one cheated on you.
But even musically, it's like I don't like.
No, it's changed over the years.
So far, but that's
I just want to sing like, you know, I was just trying to sing like I just wanted to keep going with the melody, you know. So yeah, that's they definitely batch right. They're definitely from the same batch.
But it's also cool too, though. Like even though they're from the same batch, like they are two like very separate songs. Like they don't sound super similar to each other. Like we talked about with Cough, like we got these crazy riffs and all this fun stuff, and then kind of like when I would go into Keeper, like it kind of starts and it almost feels like kind of like early Mom Jeans at the beginning, and then kind of going into it.
We might have flown a little too close to the song. We didn't. Now when I play the riff, it sounds just like that Mom Jeans song. I'm like, especially when I played the Mom Jeans song. But we didn't. Like, it's so crazy to me because that riff went through so many. What I don't want to say. There's a Mom Jeans like hit from their first record that it just sounds like the Keeper riff sped up. But the Keeper riff has gone through like it started off sounding nothing like that at all, and like went through various variations of like the way we play it on the couch while we were writing it to like Ivan and I are like vibing alone, playing acoustic guitar, playing like coming up with pretty stuff. And I think he had a 12 string at the time. Do you remember that? I forgot about the 12 string. And then when the dust settles, there's the riff as it is now, and you're just like, oh, how that happened. But
I mean, I loved it. So.
You're carrying in a positive way, so I appreciate that. Obviously, Mom Jeans rocks.
No, but yeah, I love this song. I'm so happy that you sent it over ahead of time and let me check it out.
Thank you. I appreciate you checking it out.
Yeah, it was a great one to listen to. Obviously, there is already like a music video that has been. It sounds like it's already been shot. When in relation to like this episode coming out, when is that coming out?
Okay, the single. I gotta just go for it. I gotta just say dates, right? So if
I mean, this comes out way after. This comes out.
I'm thinking,
after
so,
you're saying, so
if something's wrong, Forgive me. The song should have come out on August 18th. And the music video, so we're kind of moving away from shooting music videos first. There's still going to be a music video, but we really just shot a bunch of TikTok content. Performance is more in the style that it's all portrait mode. There's no landscape mode edit. And it's going to be made into a music video that will come out the day the song comes out. But those clips will be coming out probably before the song comes out. I mean, they should have been coming out in August and whatnot. But
So
yeah,
I'm
I'm trying something new. We've been hearing that music videos are dead. So
yeah, I think it kind of depends on who you talk to. I mean, like half the people I talk to that are in bands, they're like, "Oh, this is the way that we have to do this," and I'm like, "Okay." And then other people are like, "No, we stick to the old school algorithm." Basically, it's whatever works for you is what's going to work. Because you're going to see different results no matter what you do.
Yeah, for us, the video, we've been going very hard with videos ever since we started putting out. I mean, we've put out a lot of music videos, and we put out 8 music videos for our first record.
It's insane.
And we're very proud of all of them. I think all of them were great successes, but they've been stressful, and everything is stressful, and that really needed to be an area where, like we love music videos, but they're not the art. The art is the music. The music video is part of promo. Like, let's just make that however it works. If we make a damn video, people on TikTok need to see it. It can't sit on YouTube and not get views, because that's just not the way that our band has been growing. So that's why we've changed what we're doing. I'm always stressing out Ivan with music video shit. Every single time, a week out, I'm just like, it's all gonna be good, dude. But Ivan's like, I'm so stressed, like trying to figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, but why are you stressed? Like, you're gonna figure it out. Like,
it's like, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, I would see how anyone who isn't me would be like, well, he'll take care of it. But it reminds me of that fucking, I don't know if it's a joke or an anecdote or whatever, it's been going around forever, but like, I remember it from The Watchmen, where it's like, a guy goes into the psychiatrist and he's like, doc, I'm real sad and I don't know how I'm going to keep going on. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. He's like, I got it for you. The great clown Pagliacci is in town. He's playing tonight at the theater. Go see him. He'll make you happier than you've ever been before. He's got the cure for what ails you. And he's like, but doc, I am the great clown Pagliacci, whatever. Right? So it's just like, yeah, man. Like, what the fuck?
yeah. Okay, so the video for Keeper was the easiest thing that you've been a part of, right?
Oh my god, it was awesome.
Okay, high five, brother. This is what I want to do
in my life. Of just like, I just show up and just dig it and then walk away. Great. But dude, the moments where it's like, for everyone else, I'm just a black box that, like, yeah, it just like gets figured out. It's like, yeah, I can't also be like, yeah, he'll figure it out. He's me. So it's a little concerning, especially.
You'll figure that. That's how the stories end with Ivan. Ivan figured it out in the end. That's how they all end. So I don't know what you're tripping about, dude. Like, you're gonna figure. Don't even. Why are you even trying? It'll just come. God will deliver it to you if He hasn't by the allotted time. I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
Oh gosh. Speaking of none of that, it's time to refill my beer, and you're gonna hear.
Okay, you're good. You're gonna fix the audio.
Original sound for musicians. High fidelity music podcast.
One thing about, I'm the least audio inclined in my band, but one thing about my band is that it's a super group of audio engineers. I can't hear you. We can't hear you though.
You can't hear this?
Okay, I can hear you. That I can hear. Yeah.
I'm gonna make this. It's gonna work. When you got any of that?
Yeah, no, tragically we got absolutely none of that.
Yeah, I feel so bad.
There was another.
Please believe me when I say that they are super engineers. I mean, I hope our music stands for itself, even if that.
Zoom is just a whole other thing.
Zoom right now. I'm not going to bat for Zoom. If I really wanted to, if I was smart enough, I would have also recorded my audio and just shipped it to Michael afterward.
Ooh,
but, I didn't do that.
Dude, maybe later on we can ADR it.
This is not one of those moments where the thought counts.
Just whenever you have time, just record a new clip, and then we'll splice it in.
Amazing. I actually, yeah, I could do that.
But I mean, it's been a great song. Like, obviously, there's kind of already talks about the part 3 in your trilogy, and as in me in this position, I have to ask, like, you released so far you've released Drive In, Old Friend, Cough, Getting to Keeper. What's on the horizon? What's coming next?
Oh man, so much.
Yeah, cool. It's
So
cool.
much and so varied. Like I think the trilogy song that I'm talking about, I would say is darker than Cough.
Yeah.
Definitely heavier. For anyone who is like, oh my god, the end of Cough, like please do more heavy stuff. It's like
It gets
will be
heavier.
rewarded.
Yeah. It gets heavier.
You will be rewarded. Verse, was it verse 2 or I guess verse 3,
Verse
however you want
3.
to look at it, of this song is one of my favorite like vocal moments from Kid that I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's
Really
a lot of
like
fun.
channeling like Jeremy Baum on Stage 4 from Touche Amore, and just like really getting after it. It's really good. And then there's also some more like really poppy stuff, some kind of
There's some stuff that does both. There's some stuff where the guitars are all
lot of
heavy
both,
and the
yeah.
vocals are all poppy. We got some of that
Okay.
too.
That's my
There's
favorite
a-
iteration of us, though.
Yeah, definitely. There's a song that when we listen to it, our close friends have said like, "Yo, man, that just sounds like Good Terms," and that's a very exciting thing to hear about a song you've written. Just like
Yeah,
that's just cool, just sounds it's whatever we sound like. That's us. So, but yeah, we got a bunch of songs like mastered ready in the immediate future. That we're putting out the rest of this year, and then there's a big Google Drive folder with we're experimenting with having our bassist Geo produce for the first time. What else are we experimenting with? Well, we're experimenting with like extra way heavier songs. We're experimenting with way poppier songs. So
yeah, it's like
we're throwing it all at the wall, dog.
Fuck yeah.
That's
Zach
the plan.
just got the signature Jackson Misha Mansour 7-string.
But he did.
He did, and
He
it
got.
fucking works.
I'm learning that right now. That's amazing.
And so he came in last night. He's like, I wrote a song with the 7-string. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
good for him.
shit. And then on my side, it's like, Kid has a song in the folder that I immediately was just like, if no one else I'm going to take that and I want to produce it. Like some of my inspiration for producing it is like Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour. So like take those two things and have them in your head and know that they will both converge at sounding like this band.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I like about what we're doing is we like there's no like, well, we got to keep focused on like this thing, and like we're always just like, we'll chase like whatever flavor we're after, and then like serve the song first and then we'll go after it at the end. I kind of like came to a revelation of like, if I'm feeling inclined toward a certain way, like like whether it's producing or writing, it's like just serve whatever I come up with. And like if I write a song, I'm like, all right, cool, I think this should be a Good Term song, but the way I wrote it, it's like a country ballad. It's like, okay, cool, then write the song and then Good Terms will cover that in arrangement and everything, and rewriting and whatever, and then that will be.
That's totally how I feel about some of the songs that we've done. Totally, yeah.
Somebody
Like,
comes
I
up
have
with
my
something,
version. I'm totally fine that my version is not the one that we're making the music video for, but like I love what Good Terms did.
And so it just becomes like, it just becomes that.
Yeah.
There's a song on the first record, Useless Things, that when I was finished with it, there was an acoustic demo of it, and Zach was like, so Kid and I are going to work on an arrangement like to make it full band Good Terms, and we really want your influence on it. And I was like, I can't see it any other way than what it is. I physically can't help, like I'm stuck in the only rut of like, this is what the song is. So if it's to become anything else, you guys have to like take it and run with it without bias and without preconceived notions. and that's always served us really well, I think. Where
One other
like everything's
one
wet
other thing
clay.
about what's coming up for Good Terms is that was kind of all creatively, but we are getting this band on the road, baby. That's the plan right now. It will
brother.
a week after the okay, it definitely will be announced. So I'm just gonna talk about it like it's happening
100%.
because it can't not be. Yeah, a week after this, we should be going on a tour of the Southwest with a band called Friend Circle from New Jersey.
Hell yeah.
Great pop punk band. It has a song called "Fuck California." I think it's the "Fuck California" tour for them.
Oh yeah.
And we're playing a bunch of cities that we haven't played before and a couple of cities that we have played before, and I don't know what'll be announced after that, but there are several other long weekend runs planned in the future, and that's been a big thing that this band has had to an unchecked box for us has been getting out to 2 cities, and we should be getting that underway.
Yeah, that's
trying out all these songs on the road, man.
Gio and I's fault primarily.
Yeah, Gio and Ivan are busy guys.
Busy boys.
But
We're getting out there.
but they're touring musicians, so like you can't hate. You can't hate.
All I gotta say is I'm stoked for whatever you guys have up in the chamber. Like,
Thank you, Michael.
Like everything you guys have put out so far has been great, and I'm sure it's just gonna keep getting better and better and topping itself and just going further. I mean, you guys kill it. I do want to mention today that congrats on Drive In hitting 100,000 streams. Props to you
Thank
guys.
you, man.
That's pretty
Thank
cool.
you, man. That's yeah. When the other our first record started hitting those kinds of numbers, it has just been out long enough that it was just kind of like okay, but with Drive-In, it just feels so different.
Yeah,
because it was so much quicker than.
I don't know what the actual length, what all the details were, but it feels quicker. And even though we were completely DIY for everything involved, this somehow feels more DIY. Like I feel like we took the reins more on this, and we're just more experienced and knew more, and just to see it pay off and for people to dig the song is a huge reward. Huge reward.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, it just shows you guys are putting out killer things and people love it, and they'll keep coming back. Especially if you keep writing, odd lyrics in there. Like
that's the plan, man. That's the plan, man. I'm trying to get even odder.
There's a few.
If I get too odd, Zach will cut me off. So don't. I have. That's the best thing about this band is that I feel like everyone's got their limitation. Like you can just go as far as you want in a direction. Someone will stop you.
There's checks and balances.
Yeah, checks and balances for sure.
These ones actually work. Because
like I'll go and do whatever, and Zach will kind of rein me in or something, and then Zach will take it in direction. Ivan will come in and be like, well, it's a cool direction, but I think he went too far, and then they'll put it back, and then we'll do something, and then we'll show it to Gio, and Gio will be like, it needs like 30 seconds of chaos in the middle, and we'll do that, and that'll be everyone's favorite part of the song. Like he's responsible for Koff has the breakdown at the very end before there's all of this ambient noise. Like that's all Gio.
Yeah.
Which I think makes the breakdown hit the hardest in the end. So this is a fun band for just like I trust y'all. I'm just going. You'll catch me.
I mean, really, that's what you want. Is to
absolutely.
be able to kind of have like your freedoms to do what you feel like musically, but also to have people that are like, hey, like I'm gonna check your shit real quick. Like this is a little too far. Like we need to bring it back or do this. Because I mean that makes you guys even more of a cohesive bond. Where some bands are like, no, I wrote the song. We're doing it this way. It needs to be this way. And yeah, sometimes those songs are good, but to know that like there's this huge cohesiveness behind it, that everyone's just somehow touching it or involved or had a say in the matter. I mean, these songs show themselves like that's why they're great.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Before we fully start to transition to the later half of this episode, is there anything that I might have missed between Good Terms, Cough, or Keeper that you want the people to know about?
I don't think so.
No,
I mean, discover for yourself. Just listen more and be enraged by a lyric and tell me how many times you've listened to it to figure it out.
God, man, does
I
Keeper have any of those lyrics? I hope it
thrive on
does.
your hatred.
Nothing,
I
nothing
don't
that's
know.
sucking off, but it's got fun lyrics. But
Yeah, I don't
just
think Keeper like has anything like edgy lyric wise. Like it does have fun lyrics and they're catchy uh to get a hold of. But I mean there's nothing like
no,
oh my
it's not
god, why
like.
did he say it that way?
I spent like 30 is too much. 20 definitely. 20 minutes thinking the other day. If there was any possible way to get like it's an antiquated term, but we all know what it means, like a radio version of this song. Because it's like, oh, this song is definitely poppy enough. Like we could get syncs with it. We could
You're talking about cough?
no, I'm talking about Keeper.
Oh, because there's a big old fat F word in Keeper.
And like
yeah, I said we should do a radio edit, and someone was like, "Nah, man."
I don't know who that someone was because it wasn't me, and it definitely wouldn't have been Zach, and Gio wouldn't have been
Zach, brother. I told Zach, like, "Hey, man, shouldn't we make it?" And he was like, "No, man."
There's no.
I'm calling him out on this podcast, dude. I have beef within my own bands.
There's no way. How would you do it? Would you just omit the word? Because you can't like.
That's what they do in most radio edits, isn't it?
Yeah, or you can just reverse it. That's the thing to do. I do think that's a better option.
To properly sync it, it has to like sound like that's the original one. Like there are plenty of songs where they like switch the lyric.
Now we should just mute it. It should just be such up and keep. That should be it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Doesn't have to be the you should be punished for listening to the clean version. You know what I mean? Like we should make it for radio, but like
I'm not even talking about releasing it on Spotify. I'm talking I'm talking about getting a big fat sync, and they're not going to want something that's clearly like edited because it's not
for sync
what people are after. Yeah, well, I'm talking about stacks, my dude. You know, I don't know. And I thought I was like, there's got to be a way, but I just don't.
We have the instrument.
Any other?
You would almost have to do like because if you're trying to like just replace the entire word, you'd almost have to do like a whole
other line.
Almost restructure it and like almost make it like a remix. Just
girl, you're such a keeper or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, who's to say if it's worth it? I mean, literally, like one good sync would make it.
What do you think we're gonna get synced for with it, though? I mean,
dude, there's literally no way of knowing. It's
I'm just
impossible to know. But
gotta have that F word in there, brother. It's gotta have that F word in there.
No,
because I'm cool. That's why, dude.
LOL.
I'm not even joking, dog. If the F word is in there, it's not. Then I don't have tattoos when they think of me, and I do. And they hurt. So you got to think of them, and that's why the word "fucking" is in the chorus of that song. Dude, I remember because like every time you talk to a relative about your music, I don't know if this probably doesn't happen to you actually, but it happens to me, where they're just like they really do like, oh, your music is so nice, but why do you have to curse so much?
Yeah, no one would ever be audacity to say
and like my parents even, they're like, we know who you are, but like, why do you have to curse so much? And doesn't that like hurt your music? And I heard that my cousin defended me to my uncle, being like, no, he has to. If he doesn't, like, he didn't say this because this is 1950s lingo, but like, no, if he doesn't, he's a square. Like,
yeah,
like it's about credibility or something. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of thought.
That's
anyways,
really funny.
That's my art. Please respect it. Please respect my art. Do you guys know that guy Nick Campbell's bassist? That's his line, and he's so right. Please respect my art.
It's really funny.
Well, everyone, make sure you go respect the art. Go jam all the singles that are out
so
many more times. We're going to start to transition to the later half of these episodes, but before we fully get there, this is obviously Beers with Bands. You don't have to be drinking on these episodes because I will definitely do that for you. But I know you fine gentlemen have some drinks in front of you tonight. What are you guys sipping on?
I am finished with it. I'm long finished with it, but I was having Kirkland Sangria with a single ice cube, which affects the flavor just so, and it's perfect. I love sangria. And I'm gluten free, so there's a lot of beer that's off limits to me, and I don't have the beers that are on limits. So I'm sure Ivan's got something fun.
I have don't you do this? There we go.
Star Hill.
Double platinum IPA. It's fucking awesome.
Dang, we should
Star
have
Hill out
recorded
of
record
Virginia.
there or something.
That's my father's place. My dad works there.
Oh, nice.
In charge of operations there. It's delicious. It's absolutely candy.
Dude, do you think we could do you think that we could like when we're rich and famous, we could like rent it out and make a record there?
I thought you were gonna ask if we could play there, and I was like, we definitely could. I don't know if it would be the vibe.
No.
we-
We got to make a record called. Wait, what's the name of the Star Valley?
Hill.
So
Star
he's got
Hill.
to get a collab beer too.
I mean, they are literally like it's
We could definitely get a
called
collab
Double
here.
platinum, and it's literally like a record. All of their stuff is music related because it's
Dude, we should
Yeah.
totally have a tie-in at some point. That'd be amazing, dude.
Right.
I mean, I'm down. You know,
Let's do
I'm
it, dude.
down.
Can we
Drop a
have a-
record
can we have a
with
kids
a
gluten-free-
beer to go with it.
Nah, man, I'm only interested in merchandising, honestly.
It's all about merchandising.
All about merch. That's the only reason I write the songs is because of the merch.
My art is the merchandising.
The art
Respect
is
my
the
art.
merchandising. Please respect my merch.
Fuck yeah.
For this episode, I started out with a good old Modelo, and then
Woo!
I
Love
transitioned
it.
to good old Truly's because I have nothing else left in my fridge.
Actually, yeah. Do you nice? Do you mind if I go refill? Because
Oh yeah, go for it.
also full disclosure, I'm gonna hit my bowl because that's my real thing. Is smoking bud, but I don't want to do it in this room.
Smoking
I'll have to
bud.
run outside.
He
Be
said
back, y'all.
All right.
What do you think? Do you think I was
Run,
strutting in the
run.
song, y'all?
It's too funny.
This is my dog Tony. He's got a cone on.
Why does he have a cone on? Please
Honestly,
tell
I
me
just
you
like
were
fucking
bored.
with him, dude.
Good.
It's just so fucking funny. No, he has a infection on his paw and he'll lick it.
Mm.
But he's a really good boy. He lets like when I gotta put the cone on him, he
Oh,
just
soft as a
sits
paw.
and he wags his tail. And I'm like, you're too good for this world. You don't know about bad words. Oh my god. He does hate it though, so that sucks.
Tony's voice, if he could speak, would be Patrick Starr, and I will die on that hill.
I hate imagining a voice for him. I can't do it. It's just
No, this is Tony.
he's
That's-
in one of our recordings. He's in there's an acoustic version of the song All I Can on Spotify. And
Yes.
he's at the very end, it just cuts out and it's Tony's bark because he barked during the recording of it.
That's awesome.
So he's
Inspiration
technically in the
for
band.
the tour poster that we have out that also was inspired by the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Oh yeah, I get that. I see that now.
The color scheme. It's
Of
just a
course.
blue and white with a doggy constellation, and the doggy is Tony. I love that he's in a little cone right now. All right, kid, did you get your drugs?
Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
see
dude.
Jaded?
My
Yeah, man. Have you
I'm-
detached from your reality yet? Have you properly disassociated?
look, man, you just aren't on the literal plane of existence that I'm on.
Yikes.
No, but I am. It's all good. I had to go outside. It's so hot out there now.
Dude, it's fucking brutal out there.
Very,
Yeah.
very hot. Yeah. And Ivan,
So
I mean,
much.
Ivan can stand really high temperatures. So for him to be saying that means it's really, I'm just kidding. Ivan can't stand fucking any time. Ivan will be hot at 65 degrees.
I love
But yeah, it's brutal out there. It's brutal out there.
What did it get up to today in where you guys are at?
Let's have a peek.
'Cause I think
Let's
it got up
find
to
out.
like 97 here.
Where are you
Whatever.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
at? Oh, we're 94 today. I was gonna no, it's not gonna cool off. That's the low.
I
Yeah.
don't believe.
You don't believe in 94? 94
it's-
past, you know.
No, I don't believe like. Yeah, it's like saying 90s. It's like, man, I know what 90s feels like. I don't know.
I think
It
it's
just
also been
feels-
human. So
Yeah,
It feels like I'm underneath a fucking magnifying glass every time I walk outside. It feels like I'm being personally affronted by the heat. It's awful. It's absolutely brutal. I don't appreciate it.
Hot Rock Summer, babe.
Hot Rock Summer.
Also, I called you Bay just now, and it was by accident, but it made me think like, damn, Bay, not yet, but is going to be a fantastic platonic word someday. Like,
Oh, we can
someday.
start that right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just not ready to give it up. I don't really have a good backup for my girlfriend. But when I do, I will let you guys know, and then we can officially start calling each other
Go up,
Bay.
bro, and swap.
Dude, honestly,
all
I'm trying to start saying babe because I don't say babe, obviously, because I say bay, and babe is too close and is too weird. And I'm trying to get
if
into
I
it.
were to say Bay to Maddie, my girlfriend, she'd be like, "What the fuck did you do? Why?"
Dude, you call each other babe? You don't call each other babe?
No,
Dude, it's one of those things that we started doing as a joke in 2015, and then now it's 2023, and we say it more than any other name.
oh, I know. It's like you guys don't know each other's names.
I just learned her phone number this year.
You what?
I just learned her phone number for the first time.
What, in case you get lost?
Well, no, really for gas rewards, but but I never knew it. No, I know it. She's always known mine.
That's great. I do know Maddie's because it has
You're a numbers guy.
not. I'm a numbers guy. I'm always saying it. I'm a numbers guy. I don't know. I just happen to know it. I know like 5 phone numbers. But that's good terms, baby. That's what we're all about. Just going off on a tangent.
That's okay. I kind of love the tangents. Whether I keep that or not, I kind of love it.
I was gonna say I kind of assumed we were in like cuttable territory.
Yeah. So we're good.
God bless the edit.
Well, yeah, you can give that if you want, but you don't have to.
So I mean, now that we're all kind of resituated, I feel like now we're like super loose going into this later half of the episodes, which is gonna work out perfect because this is always my favorite part of the episodes. So we're gonna just kind of talk about some fun stories from you guys' time of music, whether it's shows, tours, time recording, behind the scenes music video stuff. As I normally say, they can be anything horrendous to tremendous or any adjective in between. The way I like to think about it is think about the stories that you guys always reminisce about amongst your guys' selves. Those are usually the best ones that I love to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
Ken, what do you think?
I can only think of bad things. Of course.
That is funny.
Yeah, I can only think
That's
of
only bad to us.
I can only think of like the time that we were playing in Prescott, Arizona, and I let a little kid up on stage, and then I couldn't figure out how to get the little kid off the stage because I thought he was gonna like, I thought someone was gonna help him like crowd surf, but that was clearly like the moment that was setting up there, and had been building. I didn't just make it happen myself. Like this kid was the cute kid of the evening, and I just thought, but he was on stage, and then I was like, well, I got like a minute and a half of this song left, and now I gotta sing the bridge, and like he's just gonna stay there, I guess. So like that's a story I thought of. We ran out of gas. I mean, that's not that crazy of a story, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but I've never run out of gas before. And we ran out of gas. We crawled, dude, we rolled to a stop, 20 feet from the gas station in the middle of the desert in California or Arizona or something. And like I can't, literally the best case scenario for running out of gas ever. And we walked over, bought a little fucking handheld gas tank, whatever, and filled it up and with 2 gallons of gas and brought the car over and finished on our way to Phoenix or something. But
I can't remember what
that's what I think about.
I think I remember we were walking out.
I just want to complain about that one tour.
When I bought the gas can and we walk out to the gas, like the pump, and you look at me with just the utmost sincerity.
That was the dumbest moment of my life.
You're like, wait, how the fuck did we get the car here? Like, we still got to get the car here. Why did we, as though like there was something we forgot to do in the gas station that was like gonna get the car to the gas station. It's like, kid, the fucking gas can, dude. It's what we're the whole thing we're doing. Have you not seen every movie ever? It's this is the thing. He's like, yeah. Oh
Brain
yeah.
fart, man. That's just a brain fart. Of course I knew what was going on. Just had to
I couldn't fucking believe it in that moment. And I
Look,
was
man,
so,
we were in the desert heat. Like
oh, man.
we could have died, dude.
Yeah, that shit'll fuck you up. I remember we were coming back from California. I think we just had passed like 29 Palms, and our AC went out in the van, and we stopped like at like an O'Reilly's trying to get it fixed. There was like a break in the line, so it just was shitty. And there's like 6 of us in the van, and I'm just like, no one say anything for a while. Like we're all in our boxers, just with our windows down, just trying to drive and stay cool. But I was like, no one say a fucking word. Like no one wants to talk to anyone.
I've definitely been on like a no AC Sprinter van, back of a Sprinter van, like going through Texas. Everyone in their underwear, just like, holy shit, is this gonna work? Like, are we gonna be okay?
I'm thinking back. I think there was, so in the van we had built bunks in the back. So instead of just doing like 2 bunks, we did like 1 full platform. So on the bottom was like a full like futon mattress and the comfiest spot ever. But someone, I think I'm thinking back, was actually like sleeping in the back going through the desert, which I don't know why the fuck you'd want to do that. Underneath there in the dark was probably been like so hot. Like I can't even imagine that.
That's brutal.
Heat and dark don't mix for sure, too. Like that's extra bad. Yeah, Ivan, can you think of a happy moment? Because I do love you guys, but I couldn't point to why. From like an external, I can't,
I do love you guys. Couldn't point to why.
Well, I guess it's because of the way you guys respond in these events, but I'm trying to think of a response. All I can think of is that last tour that we just generally got more beat up and then went home.
That was honestly fucking miserable. I hated that so much.
That was that's why I'm so excited about this tour coming up, because just we believe in, I think, everything. We know what's going on all levels a little more. I don't know. I mean, like, as far as like highlights of this band,
no, I thought you had something to say there. I think you're buying time.
Honestly, one of the best moments, most gratifying moments was our first show. Our first show was fucking crazy. It was in the Viper Room in 2022, in early 2022, and shows have been back for a little bit by then, but they had kind of been pretty shaky, with masks and COVID measures, and it was like late enough that we felt, that shows were back. And we sold way more tickets than we way more heads for us than we thought we were going to have. The place was packed, and the reception to the songs that had been out for over a year, not over a year, but some of them had been out for over a year at that point. That we'd never played live, gotten a chance to bring people together and do it with. That was just like, I think about that all the time. That was just such a good, I just remember being on stage just being like, wow.
Yeah, it's a nice confirmation of just like, yeah, this is correct. Yeah. For me, like, there's so many like weird things about being like a COVID band, even though I don't often think about us as a COVID band, but we are, because that's when we kicked off, and it was just like, cool. You know what's a good time to launch an interactive business is when no one's allowed to fucking interact, and so we just like go insane and do weird shit and try to figure out what we are and how we can be, and how do you gain a following without even like you just can't see anyone.
For a while there, like the only thing that we really had was the music videos. Like that was as close to a live representation of Good Terms as that people could interact with as possible at the time, and so we made a lot of them. I think that like those are some of the most gratifying moments, are like getting music videos back and just being like, when it got to a cut that elevated the song, just being like, wow, we fucking did. Like Cough was definitely one of those times.
Yeah.
Really all 3 of the last videos. Well, I mean, there's many videos I felt like that. Where you just get it back, and it's always such a long shot. You know, you're out there, you're filming shit. You're like, I have no fucking clue how this is gonna work together. Like if it's really gonna come together at the end of the day. And you wait 2 weeks or whatever, and then the videographer sends you the edit, and when it comes out, when you see like the shot in Cough, it's just like, hell yeah, brother.
My favorite shoot so far has been the More Than I Deserve shoot, because it was the most like, we at that point it was like, this is the craziest video we've done. We had a bunch of different things for it, and the moments from that video, like every moment that you're like, I wonder if that's a little manufactured. It's like, no, it's like we're being true fucking idiots. Like we're like, oh, let's all do like the mud masks, and like that'll look really good. And you
And
have
then
this
that
idea,
song
like,
ended up having such a bigger response than we thought it would.
I knew that song was going to have an incredible response because that song fucking smacks, but everyone else,
I
I'll
didn't
stand by this. I was constantly like that song was up for discussion of not making the record, and I'll never forgive those other 3 idiots in the bandwidth for that. But no, that song fucking bangs, and the riff is so good. And we were gonna do this, like, oh, we'll do this shot where like we're all with face masks and we'll cross our legs, and I know that we all like had in our heads like, this is how the shot will look. Like we've all seen like these kind of like Blink-182 does some funny stuff like that, like back in the day. And then when we see the shot back, and it's like, none of the mud masks we had were big enough, so it didn't cover enough of our faces to like look like proper like cucumbers in the eyes kind of thing. And it's like, this is borderline, like, this is borderline cancelable. Like this looks insane. But and then I think it was Kid or Steph or our videographer Sam, who's just like, what if Ivan just like very sensually eats these Oreos while drinking half and half, which to that point in my life I'd never drank half and half, because I thought, well, that's fucking disgusting. But then I just realized it's just more than whole milk, and it's actually really fucking good. Yeah, and the moments where we just get to be absolute goofballs, or like the Monopoly sequence where like Gio gets to like lunge at Zach. It's like some of my favorite shit. Or like Gio's always fucking with us in some way or another. Like Gio like pantsing Kid at the end of that video was just like a completely candid, like Kid's just like, well, that's happening now. And we didn't like do another take of it. It just like happened once. Kid was taken aback, but played for it, and it worked. And yeah, Gio always is good for like something fucking crazy is gonna happen.
Yeah, Gio's the chaotic energy for sure.
So, or the tail scene of the drive-in video is also, I can't even think about that little moment without dying laughing, because it's just all of us in a hot tub.
Oh, in the hot tub at the end of the driving video.
The Airbnb.
Oh, dude, I just thought of a highlight, and you weren't there for it, unfortunately. It was when
cool.
You and Gio were doing whatever the fuck you guys were doing. And Zach and I played the show was not very smart for us to play. There wasn't a lot of good terms to gain. I mean, half the band wasn't there. It wasn't with the right kinds of bands. It wasn't in the right kind of venue. It wasn't like we didn't have our hands on the promotion. Just like really not a gig that we should have said yes to. But we happened to be doing a good terms thing the day before, with like a smaller unit without Ivan and Gio, and we're just like, fuck it, like let's just like, since we'll be like rehearsed and we'll have let's just go play this show. And the show was empty in the middle of nowhere, and we did an impromptu cover of what are we doing? Impromptu cover of
Big Papa.
because Zach knows all the words to Big Papa. Zach can do quite a few rap covers. He is very kills it. Does a great job. But we're just in the middle of our like pop punk set, and just like I think Zach even was like, you know what, we're not gonna do that cover. Like that's too silly. And I just started playing it, and he was like, fuck, all right, I guess we're gonna do it. And we did it. And we didn't know this, but we did it for at the time. But when we looked at the video, we did it for 7.5 minutes. We did it. It was the only gig where like we drank a little bit before. Like we like this band, like pro is such a big word for this band. Like so many things we try to do very pro. And this was the one gig where we were just like, look, Ivan and Gio aren't even here. Like what? Like fuck, you know.
Also, I think like you were running up against the end of your set when you started that song, and it was.
Dude, I don't. There was something like we started our last song, and I figured we were gonna go over, but I was like, nobody's here. Like everyone can go over. It's fine. Like a couple minutes. Like it's fine. And we were in our last song, and some crazy feedback started happening. And we stopped. We fixed the feedback, and I just made an executive decision as the front man. I was like, all right, we're just gonna start over, and we just started over. And we played the whole song. Little did I know, when I said we're going to start over, we were 7 minutes over. And I was being a massive asshole. And I wonder what the people in other bands think of me. And I'm sorry, but
well, you set the record straight now.
Yeah.
What, that I just made a dumb decision in error?
Oh yeah.
I'm not a douchebag. I'm just dumb. I'm just stupid.
Dude, the world runs on that fucking excuse. So
whatever, dude. Now we have a video of Big Papa that I will never put out because no.
No, I actually refuse for that to ever see the light of day.
Maybe that can be our next like actual official cover though, you know, like Jump.
Yeah,
we
there
don't.
you go.
Yeah. Jump has been the source of a lot of good moments in live shows. We played this show. We played this show in Arizona. It must have been our third or fourth show ever, and we were playing to a room that was definitely more like metal oriented. And so they're kind of watching us play our pop punk song, easycore songs, and being like, "Okay, like you guys are clearly good, but like we're not." Well, okay, I'm putting words in their mouths, but you know, I assume like, okay, you guys are good, but like we don't give a shit. Like they're not leaving. Like there are people in the room, but they weren't. They were in the back. You know, they're just kind of watching. Yeah. And then when we played Jump, that really changed the vibe of the room. Like that really got a lot of people up in front of us and moving, and it kind of made this gig that felt semi-dead kind of come alive.
Yeah.
And so we've tried to like, you know, make use of it in the set to, you know, really set things off. And has been the source of a lot of fun times. The last show we did, was it the last show we did? No, not even close. It was 5 shows ago. I forgot about our tour. I got in the crowd and like harassed somebody for not jumping.
Oh my god, yeah.
I think that, and then you can see in the video, the next time we say jump, they fucking jump. So I'm pretty proud of that as a front man.
I love that for you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, there've been some good moments where there was a while there where we played chess live.
Oh man,
which we don't have it in the set right now, but the times we did it, Gio fully fronted the band. Ivan played bass because Gio does all of the harsh vocals in that song, and not all of them, but he does a lot of them. And for those early shows, I don't think this will ever happen again, but Gio is in like a full oil riggers uniform that says Sloan, right? It said Sloan across the heart.
It does say Sloan.
Bright white
one
jumpsuit. And I think he doesn't. I think he's not on that train anymore. I think he's over it. But those were good times playing those. I hope we bring that back. I hope we get to bring chess back into our set.
I think we'll see it again.
It's so short. Why the fuck not, dude?
Yeah, you just throw it in, just pepper it in.
Peppered in. Anyone that it pisses off, they won't be pissed off for long. Like it doesn't.
Hardcore. Yeah, it's over. Right? It's hardcore.
Yeah, honestly, for a hardcore song, it's a little long.
But most of it's quiet, but ballad stuff. So like,
yeah, that is true.
That's
It's almost like 2 songs in one if you really think about it.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Yeah, that was a Gio, and Gio sent it to us, and I think it had the intro guitar riff the same way it was, and then it had the rock, you know, metal punk section was a little different, and we kind of changed some of the riffs, and I think all of the like interlude-y, whispery stuff. That was like all Ivan. I think that was
Yeah,
your idea. So
that was
that song got to kind of, went through a lot of different creative stuff. That was pretty fun.
that for recording vocals for that, we were like, we really wanted this like really like intimate, like whatever. And instead of like doing it in the booth, I just took a 57 or the SM7, the microphone, and like got on all fours and then like got my head in between like all of the suits in Zach's closet. And I just like you would hide as in Target as a kid.
Nice.
And I literally was just like, okay, let's go, Zach. And it's just like the most like right here. And I think Zach took a video of it at some point, and it's just my ass hanging out of his fucking his closet, just like me, like softly speaking this really intimate poetry at the top of this hardcore song in his closet. And that's all I can think about when I hear that song. So I laugh every time I hear that song now.
Yeah, all the stuff we do is DIY. I mean, there's some studios for the drums, but like everything else is done in bedrooms. And so like all of our friends have like videos of just like their apartment, like being empty, and you can just hear like me screaming downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm sure that's the case for many bands these days. And it's such a wild little like sure, we don't get to rent out a studio for a month and live in there, but like we kind of just like fuck around in our house. Like it's like a kid making a
Yeah.
it's like kids just making things in our basement. It's kind of how it feels.
And I'm sure like it has this comfortability too, where it's like, oh, like I'm just at my house doing this, where
Definitely.
it doesn't feel like you have to like rush at a studio because you're paying for that time.
Yeah,
kind of just
definitely,
do
yeah.
your time and kind of tweak what you want to.
And that can be like, a hurdle too. Like if you show up and you're so out of the zone that, you're so at home that you're not really like showing up for the recording. But for the most part, that's not how it is. It's just a safe place to feel vulnerable, and
Yeah.
and try crazy things, because the studio can be. I mean, now I think we've all been in the studio enough that it's not intimidating, but it's a big space. You got to work all that shit. It can be, and there's always other people working at the studio there. It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, I want to work in studios. That'd be fun.
And we were about to do that a lot more.
Yeah, but it's been a it's just been a crazy like silly adventure.
Yeah,
the way we've been making the songs.
No, but like sticking at DIY, I feel like just adds. I mean, kind of like I said, the comfortability, but it also adds that extra element of like, we're doing this, we're putting it out, like this is our baby 100%. We're doing it the way we want to, and like, I mean, it really shows. Like I've said multiple times, and I apologize if I say it too much, but I do this on every episode. Everyone that I have on is stuff that I actually like enjoy listening to, and like you guys are killing it, and I really am stoked to see what is next and where do you guys go from here.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
I am too. I hope it's awesome.
If anyone's looking for merch, music, or good terms in general, where can they find it?
But you don't know. If you don't know, then that means
no, it's all on our website. Everything's linked from. There's no social media platform that you cannot get linked to. But if you just were to go to goodtermsband.com, everything's linkable from there, or our Instagram, or Facebook, or TikTok.
Or you can go to linktr.ee/good terms. And that has it all. That's our actual website.
We have some awesome merch up there.
Yes, I mean, you guys got them cropped hoodies, you got cropped shirts, you guys got everything. Yep. I was perusing through there today, so everyone that's looking for some good terms merch, definitely go pick that shit up.
I said, please respect my merch.
Please respect my merch.
Also, depending on where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, or you watch the YouTube version and got to see their lovely faces like I did tonight, make sure you check the description down below. hit those hyperlinks, go follow them on all the socials, pick up all your merch, stay tuned for, future singles, future tour dates, and whatever else they might have in their wheelhouse. I mean,
So much.
so much. I'm so excited. Brian, Ivan, dudes, I gotta say, like, this has been a great Tuesday. Work was kind of meh, but this made up for for it all. And I'm stoked that you guys were the first episode of September. You guys are, like I've said multiple times, you guys are killing it. I'm stoked on Cough, Keeper, everything else you have going on. And I mean, you guys are gonna kill it. If you guys ever, make it out to Minneapolis, let your boy know.
Oh,
I'll be
100%.
front row at that show.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Well, other than that, I mean, one last big thank you to you guys for stopping by, taking the time out of your Tuesday to be on the episode. But I'll catch everyone on the next episode.
Thank you so much
See
for
ya.
having us.
Ooh, yeah.
Peace.
Beers with Bears.